Welcome everybody to another live edition of our roundtable right here in our studios from Inside Out. I'm your host, Jay. Thank you guys so much for being here. I do very much appreciate it. As you guys can see in the title description of this live tonight, we're going to be talking about something that I believe is very important for any and all of us that are dealing with the system. And you guys already know what the system is, what it entails, and all of that. And if you don't have proper, knowledge of it or proper, ideas of how to file paperwork and all that, then whatever it is that you're trying to do is going to be a little bit more rough. And of course, unless you have an attorney that does all that for you. But nonetheless, I'm hoping that everybody's doing great tonight. I appreciate every single one of you guys being here tonight. And as always, please hit and smash the like button, guys. And again, if you guys are new here, please sub now so you'll get notified next time I do a live or upload a new video right here on this channel. Make sure you turn on the notification bell. That way you'll get notified every single time I come up on this channel. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and say hi to some of the people in the chat right now. We got Curtis in here. Let's go ahead and show him up right on the screen. Here he is. Hey, what's going on, Curtis? Hello. How you doing, my friend? And thank you so much for being here as always. And I hope you're doing good over there in Kansas where you're currently at. And then, of course, all the way down the list here we got our good friend Vicky, who's always in here, and I appreciate her too as well, as you guys know. How's it going, Vicky? Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you're doing good too where you're currently living at. Absolutely. And then, of course, Chris said this: anyone need any advice in life? That's a great question, and any and all advice is great to have. So, absolutely. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, without where did it go? Excuse me, guys. I'm having a little issue with my comment section now. That's a little weird. All right. Anyways, let's get her in here now. Texas Mom, how's it going? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you nonetheless. All right. Well, good. I'm glad you guys are here. Again, this is a very important podcast, as you guys know. I try to put these things together and do what I can to educate the masses, if you will, when it comes to this type of subject. And it's very important if you guys know what I mean. Because again, if you don't know how to file, thank you, Texas Mom. I appreciate that. If you don't know how to file proper paperwork, whatever it is that you're trying to do within the system is going to be a little bit more rough for you. So I hope you guys can really appreciate all of that. I don't know for sure if Tammy's going to be in here. Usually she helps out with the podcast. As you know, co-host Tammy is in here when she can. So we're going to wait for her. But in the chat, while we're doing all that, is there anybody here that has any questions for me or the group or the topic tonight? Let me know now in the chat, and I will do what I can to answer those questions as best I can. I appreciate it. Curtis says, how are you? And then Texas Mom says, Curtis, I'm glad you are doing well. Absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and welcome our co-host, Tammy, to the show. How's it going, Tammy? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Well, we made it to hump day, as they call it.
I know, right?
Right. And I'm doing good. For the most part anyways. It's getting definitely a temperature drop, if you will, here in Florida. It's not as hot as it is. It's down in the 50s here now. So it's definitely getting colder, and definitely the season's changing. So, yeah, we're definitely feeling the weather change.
Oh, good. So, yeah, us too. It's kind of like weird. Like, don't know whether to have the air on or the heat. Like, in the mornings, I'm freezing. At night, I'm freezing. During the middle of the day, it's way, way hot again. Hi, Curtis. Hi, everyone. Sorry I haven't put anything in the chat yet. I'm about to.
Oh, you're good. Don't worry, Tammy.
Tammy made it. This was the show she wanted, but I sent her a text, but if she didn't get it, I'm glad we have replay so she can watch it later. But
okay, no, like I said, no. No worries. And again, this is all trial and error. We will get the right people in here to appreciate what we do. And I know everybody in the chat appreciates what we do, including you, Tammy. So yeah, it's a work in progress. This is a slow growth, but we get there. But we're doing good with that. And then I appreciate you alone sharing everything, including everybody in the chat. So thanks for doing all you're doing behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see. So I appreciate you, Tammy.
Well, you're welcome. This was one Annie really specifically wanted, so I definitely, tried to get as much information. The
Mm-hmm.
videos that I sent you,
Mm-hmm.
they are specifically by an attorney out of Texas, and he's a dual, what you want to call dual special attorney. He handles appeals, but he also does criminal defense. And the thing about it is, like,
Awesome.
only a certain select group of attorneys have that ability or go that far with it. But he does the state level and the federal level writ appeals.
Okay.
So he has several videos and shorts I recommend highly. He has a DIY for people that do pro se
Oh,
class
awesome.
that he teaches.
Oh, that's
So
great.
I think that says a lot about him as an attorney.
Okay.
Not all attorneys are willing to put the information out there like that to help people that can't afford an appeals attorney, or even if you have a public appointed one, at least
Correct.
you kind of know what they're supposed to be doing. And
Yeah.
I think that helps give a guideline, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And Curtis did said this, and I appreciate the kind words, Curtis, because it's absolutely nothing more than a place to get educated, feel safe, and all that. So this Curtis said this in the chat. This is a good place to gather to discuss issues. Absolutely. Thank you, Curtis, my friend. I appreciate you, my friend. All right. So what I'm going to do for the first start of this, because I don't want to keep rambling on and boring everybody, but I want to show the thing that you sent me on the screen first to kind of give people a general idea of what we're getting into. Because again, ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind, and I mean this all with all due respect, there's a lot of data here in a sense to try to digest. So again, before I show you guys anything on the screen or share guys anything with you guys, I want you to understand that I can't stress this enough. If you are going through something when it comes to the system, I need you guys to take notes, or there's the replay, like Tammy said earlier. But this is very highly important. So I want to get this stuff out there as best I can and do what you may with it. Because again, it's right here for your guys' use. All right. So first thing on their screen, guys, I'm going to show you guys this. And let me go ahead and get the other thing out of the way so you guys can read the whole thing without any interruptions. As you guys can see, we're talking about the writ, or another fancy word is called habeas corpus. Now, before I go any further, don't ask me how in the world the English language was being used for this type of word. I just don't get it, to be honest
Well,
with you.
it
I don't
comes from
understand.
Latin. A lot of our language,
I know, it's
and
just
when you
weird.
hear these like medical terms and things like that, all came from the Latin language
Yeah, it's
original, which is a dying language, by the way. Like, a lot of
yeah,
people do not speak Latin.
right.
Um,
I just wish they would change it and make it something so it's more understandable for
People
people that
that
don't understand.
understand. Well, I
Yeah,
can break it down if you'd like me to, Jay. I can read it because I know that
absolutely,
it might be a little
absolutely.
hard to read with the graphic, but
No,
um,
absolutely. I appreciate it. Go ahead, Tammy. It's all yours. Fire away.
okay. So, a writ of habeas corpus allows a person to challenge their detention and imprisonment as unlawful. When someone takes a plea deal, filing for a writ of habeas corpus typically focuses on specific constitutional or legal violations that may have occurred during the plea process. Key points related to a habeas corpus petition plea after a plea deal include: number one, voluntariness of the plea. The petitioner can claim that the plea was not entered voluntarily or knowingly. This might involve asserting that they were coerced, misled, or not properly informed of the consequences of pleading guilty. Number 2, ineffective assistance of counsel. A common ground for habeas relief is the claim that the defendant's lawyer provided ineffective assistance, such as failing to adequately investigate the case, improperly advising the client on whether to take the plea, or not explaining the rights waived by accepting the plea deal. Number 3, violation of constitutional rights. The writ may argue that the fundamental constitutional rights, such as the right to a fair trial, due process, or protection from self-incrimination, were violated during the plea negotiations or proceedings. Number 4, newly discovered evidence. If new evidence is surfaced that was not available at the time of the plea, it may
Yeah.
serve as a basis for filing a writ,
Yeah.
especially if the new evidence could exonerate the defendant or
Yeah.
significantly impact the outcome. Yeah. A lot
Okay,
of people
so
have
can
that.
I pause that for right there for a
Yeah.
second, Tam, real quick, because this is very important. That happened to me. That happened with your husband, I believe. That happened with a lot of people you know. And I believe just with that alone, I believe now I can understand why I'm titled to a habeas corpus. Thank you, Timmy. That's awesome.
You're welcome. And then number 5, jurisdictional issues. A writ of habeas corpus can challenge whether the court that accepted the plea had proper jurisdiction to hear the case or even impose the sentence.
Awesome information.
Number 6, prosecutorial misconduct. It takes me a minute sometimes. I talk all day, so I get blah, blah. Misconduct. If there is evidence that the prosecution engaged in misconduct, such as withholding exculpatory evidence, which happens a lot.
Yep, just like when they executed that guy. Yep, they just executed that guy with evidence in hand, and they still did it.
Yep. Or violating plea agreement terms, this can be raised in the petition. 7, sentencing issues. The petitioner may challenge the legality of sentence imposed as part of the plea deal, arguing that it exceeds the statutory limits or violates plea agreement terms. A writ of habeas corpus after a plea deal typically focuses on whether the plea has a valid and lawful under constitutional and legal standards, rather the relitigating of the original charges.
Yes, thank you very much. So yeah, there you guys go.
Go ahead, say something on a few of these, if you don't mind, Jay. And I think that it's some things that happen to quite a few people that are in our chat.
Sure, I'll get it back. I'll come back in the studio.
Well, I mean, yes, that would be wonderful. And I think you're going to agree and want to cut in on some of this. But when you go into like even number 1, when you're talking about the coercion of the plea,
or not
understanding what your deal is and them lying, your own attorney, your own public pretender, sorry, public defenders, whatever you want to call yourself, you defend nothing. Most of you do not defend the people you are standing beside. Most of you don't even look at their cases till right before the hearing, right before the trial begins. Most of the time, maybe a week before, to prepare for something that the state has been building a case up for 5-6 years. I know several people that have been through this, and I can say that with certainty. In saying that, they throw all this stuff at you. They scare you to death, terrify you.
Yeah.
You're never, ever going to see the light of day, but they don't tell you that you have 2 appeals that you can make, and then you can make a writ of habeas corpus after that.
They don't tell you that, though.
Then you can take it to federal. They don't tell you that you have all these other options on the backside that would benefit you more than if you take the plea deal.
Boom. Yeah, and again, keep in mind now, would they told that same info that Tammy just said to you guys? Listen to this. Would a high-priced paid attorney tell you this information? Because I can tell you, I had two different pro bono or state-appointed attorneys in my case, and the first one didn't say anything of the such, and the second one that I guess in a sense, quote unquote, helped with with their plea deal, didn't tell me any information that Tammy just struck on. So this is the part that gets me so floored and frustrated, like all of you, that we're misleaded, we're misled, we're lied to under their situations. They're supposed to honor and keep their oath. They're supposed to uphold what the Constitution states and all of that. And again, my co-host Tammy hit everything right on the nail when it comes to all of our options when they tell us we don't have any other options. So come on. Thank you, Tammy.
You're so welcome. I just want everybody to realize there is so much that we have at our disposal if we're given the right information at the time. That's the problem. We're not given this information, and ineffective assistance of counsel is one of the biggest writ filing things that they do. That and coerced plea deals, because the appeals attorneys know for a fact that if you had a court-appointed attorney, they know, I'm just going to say it, they know it dang well. I'm trying not to curse so much. They know dang well what you've already been through. They already know.
Sure.
They already
so
know.
Why did, so let me ask you this. Let me ask you
put against you.
Yeah, absolutely, Tammy. Let me ask you this and everybody in the chat. Why do they lie?
Because
Why do
they
they
work for the state. They do not work. They work for whatever courthouse they're stepping out of. They get paid from them. And it's not in their best interest to get court appointed, to be honest with you.
Well,
because
there's no
some
money.
of them make they may make $130 for the whole day that they're in court with you. And they only get paid for a certain amount of time that they bill for. Say if they just bill for 2 weeks at $130.
That's not a lot.
They're a day. That's what they charge a dang hour.
Right.
So do you think that they're going to drop their private clients and put you ahead of them?
Absolutely
even if your
not.
case needs it?
Absolutely not.
You're at the bottom of the barrel. You're that rotten bean in the pot. They're flicking you to the side.
It's just a little extra.
They don't care.
Right. You're just extra chump change.
Yeah. I mean, it's not anything they would do. They would rather not be appointed at all, to be honest with you. They'd rather just be not thrown that on their back.
Yeah, and again, guys, we have a lot more information to digest here tonight. But what you saw on the screen, and again, thank you, Tammy, for breaking it down. But there's more proof right there, guys. I've been saying it since I started doing this. I mean, I didn't get a detailed show like this tonight, but I have been telling you guys paperwork, evidence, everything that you can think of, especially what we're talking about here tonight, is so crucial, so important, because it gives, obviously, the courts, they don't like it. It's embarrassing to them, and they don't like this knowledge being put out. You're not going to hear it nowhere else. Now, mind you, there are other channels talking about, like the one we're going to show you guys tonight. But I'm saying in general, like, the people that don't care too much about truth per se is what I'm trying to say. So this information is very important if you got a locked up loved one, or even somebody on the outs that are dealing with something they didn't understand what they're signing. I want you guys to understand something. The plea deal is already rigged. I did a show on that. But keep in mind that the plea deal, or the deal that you're signing, is nothing but a contract. Okay, it's not written like somebody's not going to come out and say, "Oh yeah, it's a contract." They're not going to say the word contract, but that's exactly what it is, bona fide. And contracts are meant, in a sense, sad but true, meant to be broken. They don't always follow their contracts. Hence the reason why we're talking about this tonight, habeas corpus, because they don't go by the contract, right, Tammy?
No, they don't, and this is the problem. Like, it's a money issue. Guys,
Hmm.
that's why they try and drag the case out. That's why they
Hmm.
try and get you to lose your job, especially a plaintiff in the case that's against you. Say it's
Hmm.
an ex-wife, ex-husband, ex-boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you want to call it. If
Hmm.
it's personal, they're
Yeah.
going to get personal with you. My husband's ex, she had her best friend calling every job telling them that there was pending trial coming up,
Mm.
and they kept letting him go of his jobs. He ended up in jail on the civil side for child support.
Mm.
They were hitting him both on the criminal and the civil. Every time he went to a criminal appearance, he got arrested. I was so out of money, he was so out of money from popping bail all the time. They made so
Mm.
much money off of us, we'll never see any of that money back. You know, I mean, it's sick. It's a sick, twisted game that they play. And you have to
Yeah.
learn the game if you're going to play it and win. You have to learn how to move the pieces on the chessboard.
Yep. And if you're not good at it, you're going to lose, and then you'll feel it later. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the share screen. We're going to show you guys another video, a couple videos real quick before we go any further. And again, guys, get involved, take notes, please. It's very important information, and I want you guys to understand that you're going to get nothing but facts and truth here. You're not going to get lies. So here's the first thing that we're going to show you guys here tonight.
The
Let me get the
first
settings.
one you're going to want to do is freedom from prison.
I think it's this one, right? Yep, freedom
No,
through. Oh,
that's the
okay.
second one, the other one.
Okay, it's this one. Freedom from Prison 11.07 Writ of Habeas Corpus course. All right. And again, before I even play it, I have to verbalize it, guys, just for YouTube standards and whatnot, so they don't think I'm stealing anything, which is weird because people get butthurt. Anyways, listen to this. It's coming from the channel BZ. I'm assuming that's what it's called. BZ, Winning Freedom for the Incarcerated in Texas. Okay. So again, keep in mind, I'm not taking any of their credit. I'm just sharing it. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and play the video and pay attention to this. And then we'll play the other video and then we'll open up the chat for the rest of the evening. So here it is.
Hey guys, I'm Jacob Blizzard, and I'm a board certified criminal law and criminal appellate specialist. I practice out of my office in Abilene, Texas, and I also practice across the state of Texas. Recently, I launched a course called Winning Freedom from Prison. It's a writ course where you can work with your loved one who's incarcerated toward freedom from prison. And this is for people who don't have the money to hire a lawyer. You've been burned by too many lawyers. You don't trust it, and you're willing to put in some work and some energy to learn the process of preparing a writ application for your loved one. Texas law allows specifically for anyone to file a writ of habeas corpus. And so you don't have to be a lawyer to file a writ of habeas corpus in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is an educational process that we created. It's a series of videos, over 80 videos of me and Sarah and Matt and Dax, all talking about the writ of habeas corpus process, walking you through things like what grounds are available in a writ of habeas corpus, what grounds do I have in a writ of habeas corpus, and how do I do legal research, and how do I write this thing. And we go through the whole process, start to finish. And we don't just leave you hanging with the videos. We also do a once a week, 1 hour group call where you get on Zoom with me,
Nice.
Sarah, Morgan. We talk about the issues that are going on in your case, or that you need more information about, you need to learn about, to understand the process more. Gathering records, that's a big part of a lot of people's struggle, is how do I even get the records to start this journey toward the writ of habeas corpus process. We have
Correct.
templates to go by, record requests, example briefs and applications, and so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. We're taking everything from our writ practice at Blizzard and Zimmerman, and we're putting it
Good.
into this
Good.
Blizzard and Zimmerman legal education course, where you are learning alongside of writ attorneys who are teaching you how to do the writ of habeas corpus process yourself. You're not hiring us as lawyers, and this is really an educational process, but we are there
Good.
for you to help you understand the process, to teach you how it works, and to answer questions you have along the way.
So there you guys have it. And then I'm going to go ahead and I guess want me to show the other one?
You can if you want to. I just want to make note he is a Texas attorney, but I promise you, if he's doing it, there's got to be others that are in your respective states. You just need to look it up. Writ of habeas corpus attorneys on YouTube. Type it in that way, or in Google and hit videos on your search engine. I mean,
Correct.
with AI, it helps you find things like that. Okay, guys, keywords.
Correct.
Appeals and writ of habeas corpus.
Correct. And another piece of information too, just to share with you guys, when I do these videos, I'm not posing or acting as an attorney. These people that you're seeing on the screen are the attorneys. I just am here to continue to educate and give you what my experience and what I've been through, not from a like legal advice, but again, I can share stuff and not take it as legal advice, what my opinion and whatnot is from my experience. And that means other people have done it too. So I just want to let you know that don't take my advice as legal advice. Just take it as I've been there, done that, and I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Okay.
and as they say, as for entertainment purposes, we are
Wink,
sharing
wink.
this
Right.
this information for your entertainment and enjoyment to watch.
Do what you may with it.
Do whatever you want to do with it.
Right. Correct. Thank you, Tammy, for that. Appreciate it.
You're
All
welcome.
right. So let's go ahead and play this, and then we'll come back into the studios and open it up for any questions, comments, concerns that you may all have with your locked up loved one or whatnot tonight for the remainder of tonight's show.
Hi, I'm Jacob Blizzard, board certified criminal law and criminal appellate law attorney here in Abilene, Texas. My passion is seeking freedom for those who've been incarcerated either wrongfully or overly sentenced. And so I love seeking freedom for those individuals. And I provide these videos because I want to speak to you guys about what you can do to seek freedom from prison and get home to your loved ones. So today I wanted to talk to you about the federal writ process. So basically, when you think about the writ process in general, you've probably gone through appeal if you had an appeal. Then from there, you would have filed a state 1107 writ of habeas corpus here in the state of Texas. That has been denied. Now you're looking for your next avenue. What can you do from there? Your next avenue is to pursue a 2254 petition for writ of habeas corpus in the federal court. Sometimes it's called a petition to vacate sentence, or an application to vacate sentence, or a motion to vacate sentence. They're all essentially the same thing. You are seeking relief from your conviction. And a 2254 is used when you are in state custody, meaning you stood trial in a state of Texas court. You didn't stand trial in a federal court. You stood trial in a state of Texas court. And then you have already gone through the state process, the state writ of habeas corpus. You have to go through that first. And the other key thing about filing a 2254 petition is that you've got to file that within 1 year of your conviction becoming final. So that's at the end of all of your appeals, and then there'll be some space between the end of your appeals and filing your 1107 petition or application. And so that clock begins to run whenever your direct appeal is finalized, and then it stops when you file that 1107 petition. And then when your 1107 petition is denied, it resumes. And so you have 1 year to fit it within that time frame. So a little bit before time, during the 1107 doesn't count against you, but once the 1107 is denied, you have 1 year to file. If you do not file within the 1 year, you will be time barred, and the federal court will not entertain your writ at all. The 2254 petition is unique because you can't assert new grounds. You can't come in and say something like, I've thought of something new. I want to assert a new ground of ineffective assistance of counsel, or a new reason for ineffective assistance of counsel, or prosecutorial misconduct, whatever it is. You are having the federal court review the actions of the 1107 court. So for our purposes here, it's the Court of Criminal Appeals in Texas is being reviewed by the district court where you file that 2254 petition. So the 2254 petition is saying that the state court has so departed from standards of jurisprudence that they are not following clearly established Supreme Court precedent that should be applied to your case. It's a high standard. It's a tough standard, but it's one that can be met with the proper work, research, and approach with the federal court. Now, if you ultimately get denied in the 2254, you wind up trying to appeal that to the Fifth Circuit. But the way that the courts really look at this is the district court is supposed to be your one real shot in federal court. You have to get a certificate of appealability to appeal it to the Fifth Circuit. And so that requires getting 3 judges from the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals to approve your appeal to them, to the court as a whole, to review your petition. Then from there, again, it's Fifth Circuit granted review and reviewed it, and then you were unsatisfied with the Fifth Circuit's resolution of your case. Then ultimately you would petition for writ of certiorari review in the United States Supreme Court. Those are exceedingly rare. The petitions to the United States Supreme Court and to the Fifth Circuit are rare as well. Really, it's that district court level where you get a real shot at the federal court deciding whether or not the state court applied the law correctly in your case.
Correct.
So that's federal writs for this time. In another video, I'll talk about if you are in federal custody and the federal writ process.
So there you guys go. Again, ladies and gentlemen, all credit goes to winning freedom for the incarceration in Texas, seeking freedom through federal habeas corpus writs, MP4. So there you guys have it. Again, this is very important information, guys. Again, all credit goes to the channel. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate you guys over there. Again, very important information, guys. Just help you understand, hopefully, but better, what the process is and what you need to do. Tammy?
Yes, most definitely, guys. I'll say this, and I'll tell you right now, when an attorney, and this is something that me and my husband were talking about tonight, you will see it. We have another person that's incarcerated that I talk to the individual's mother quite often. They're not in our group or anything. It's one of Rick's cellmates that he had. Anyway, so I was talking to her last night, and she told me that the appeals attorney is like dragging his feet. He keeps filing for 30-day extension. And my husband said to me, he said, "Oh, like Bruce did for me, his attorney." And I said, "Yep." I said, "And then who got blamed for all that when your sentencing came down?" They said, "You were delaying it, but it wasn't you. It was your attorney delaying it." He was actually helping the prosecution build the case because he gave him more time. Curtis, like I said, this is just one attorney that I found, and I've been following him for a long time. You can get on YouTube or Google and put in Kansas writ attorneys. Put it in there, Kansas writ attorneys.
Oh, I think a lot of... Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to tell him. And Curtis, you specifically, I want you to know that veterans in every state have legal aid. And I know that they don't pick up criminal cases, but they may be able to assist you in finding a list of writ attorneys that they may be able to send your way, and maybe they could help in some way with your fight that you're going through. With some of that paperwork I sent to you, you may be able to get some assistance there.
Correct.
It's worth a darn shot, Curtis. You served. Hit up your veterans, and ask around, because you guys flock together. And when it comes to that stuff, they're starting to really put a boot in, as they say, to try and do something for veterans, because they're getting pissed.
Correct. And again, keep in mind, a lot of states should do this. Just check your state and your local areas and whatnot. There should be attorneys like the one you saw on our screen tonight that actually will look into possibilities for you. They're not going to just kick you to the curb. These people Again, I know I keep saying it's rare to come across an attorney that actually will work for you and be there for you. But look, man, like my friend Curtis, he served our country. And again, Curtis, if you're listening, God bless you, my friend, and thank you so much for your service for this country. I know you're not getting treated like you should. I know things are unfair. I know things are unjust. But if you just stay with us, you're in a good group here. You got a good group of friends and whatnot that actually do care and love you. Just look, man, do what we not. I don't want to say do what we say. I'm not your boss or your dad. I'm just giving you advice and letting you know that we are here to do what we can to help you. So take Tammy's advice and just look around, do some shopping around, if you will, and see what you can find. Tammy.
Yes, I mean you want to do the best that you can. Not everything is easy or fun, but it's just getting on there, and sometimes we got to dig our heels in. And one thing I will recommend, what I was kind of talking about, when you see them start dragging their feet and you're in a legal battle about anything and you start seeing that public pretenders start dragging their feet, first thing you need to be doing is hitting that email or that inbox of that attorney, log down, get a calendar, go to the Dollar Tree, go to the nearest Family Dollar, whatever, dollar store, Walmart, Amazon, wherever, get a calendar, a cheap calendar. And when you pick up the phone and you call that attorney's office and you get stonewalled by the legal assistant, the paralegal, what you do is you put on there, well, I'll try, Curtis. I'll do some research, see what I can do. You
You're not alone, Curtis.
You write their name down, you write the phone number, you write the time, and then you write a little note to yourself about that conversation. But then when you get off that phone with them, send them an email per our conversation on the phone about XYZ. And you told me XYZ. I just want to make sure that you're going to be able to follow up with me. So I'm sending you a friendly email reminder about our discussion. I'll look forward to hearing back from you. And that's where you start your paper trail.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you want a paper trail so you can keep track of who you called, who's called back, and what kind of help is going to be received. So, yeah.
Definitely.
So I hope you guys, for the duration of the rest of this podcast, I hope you guys can really appreciate the information and data for tonight. Because again, like I said, when we were talking about the grievances, for example, not the same thing, but it's still paperwork. So it kind of goes hand in hand. If we do not fill out or do the proper type of paperwork that's involved with any of these documents, ladies and gentlemen, then your situation could fail. So if you're doing a lawsuit, there's a special way of going about lawsuits. There's a special way of going about with writs and habeas corpus. You have to do, it's like repetitive. I know it's like a broken record, but you got to do it right, or whatever your situation you're trying to get yourself into could very well fail. Tammy?
Yes, that's true. Absolutely true. You want
that's good to hear, Curtis.
To keep trying and doing things.
Thank you, Curtis.
If I find one in. Yeah, definitely don't ever give up. We can't do that.
You give up, then they win.
I'm trying to find anything that I don't know who put these. This is Quimby. I don't know who they are, but let me look. Let me check it out.
All right. And Curtis,
okay, I'm going to put this in the chat. Give me just a minute.
No worries, Tammy. I'll go ahead and say this. And you're right, Curtis. You're absolutely correct. No one wants to go against the registry laws. Now, well, that's because and again, I told you why that is. Because we've been the society, the lawmakers, everybody involved have done what they called conditioned our minds and put the fear mongering bull crap in our situation, so we can't. They don't want us to know what we have our rights to. They want us to keep us oppressed. They want to keep us down in the mud. They don't want us to fight. Okay, so remember that. There's a reason why all this is happening for what's going on. So knowledge is power. Why do you think they're trying to ban TikTok? Why do you think they're trying to ban a lot of the social media or try to ban our free speech? Because what we're doing here puts a big pain in the ass in some of the big wigs. They don't like it. They don't like the truth out there, guys. Tammy?
No, they sure don't. They don't like you to go into these what you can and can't do. Listen,
Mhm.
all of the stuff in your case, once you're convicted and you're in prison, you're entitled to everything to deal with your case, from your arrest records all the way through. You can request those. And so,
Mhm.
yeah, they want us to be sheep. You're right, Vicky. And that,
Absolutely.
so you're entitled to all your information, especially after incarceration and sentencing, when you're incarcerated, and even
Mhm.
years beyond after. It's all public. It's Freedom of Information Act, or what they will
Yep.
call FOIA. And that is your
FOIA
right.
request. Yep.
That is your right to have all that information so that you may pursue whatever you need to by any legal means,
Yep. It's public
and
information.
up to of removal or overture of your sentencing or a new trial or what have you.
Yeah. And Texas Mom just said this. Exactly. They want to silence us. Absolutely, they do.
Yeah. I tried to
So,
put the link in. I don't know if it went in. Texas Mom, I tried to put the link to your page, because I know that
it's
you
right.
share other things. It's not all just Texas, even though it is a Texas group. We
It's right
share
there.
everything.
I'll pin it. It's in the pin chat now, so it's not going to go anywhere.
Cool.
But there it is on the screen, guys. It's a Facebook group. There it is. Go check it out. But there it is. So yeah, absolutely. And Curtis, I love the energy in here, you guys. That's what makes me just have a lot of love and respect for you guys. Curtis said this: "I will never be silenced." Absolutely. Why would you want to? Of course, the haters are going to hate it. The big wigs are going to hate it. The politicians, the lawmakers are going to hate it. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, just keep doing you, Curtis. Texas Mom said, "Yes, sorry, cooking. I wasn't in comments. No worries. Got to eat. No worries. Absolutely. You're still here nonetheless. We love you." All right. With that being said, again, I'm going to go ahead and show something on the screen. Again, this was read off earlier. We're going to briefly go through it again in case, for whatever the fact is, you missed it. Here it is on the screen, guys. Basically, I don't know if you're able to screenshot this. I think, let me know if you want this and I'll just email it to you. But nonetheless, I don't know if Tammy has it where it can be sent in the chat. I don't know. All I can do is do what I got right here, guys. But anyways, there's 7 things on here that you got to make sure that you understand on the screen. All right, guys. That way, if you get yourself involved when you need one of these, you'll know what to do now, and you'll know your rights. Okay. So again, take notes, write this stuff down, take a screenshot of it if you need, or take a picture of it, and you'll have it.
I'm going to
You'll have
post
it.
it too. It'll just be really big. That's a big text, if it'll let me send that much at one time. I'll try and send one of each line, 1 or 2 lines at a time. So give me just a second.
No worries.
Let me see here.
So,
Gotta get back.
Vicky
Sorry.
said, "Me either." Yeah, no, you're good. No, we got plenty of time. We're still good in here, guys. Vicky said, "Me either." Absolutely. And Curtis says, "I agree, Jay. Absolutely." Thank you, Curtis, for that. Curtis also said, I won't ever be locked up again." And that's the plan. Neither am I. I hope not. A knock on wood. All right. With that being said, Vicky said, "Please send it to me." So Vicky says she wants it sent to Vicky of what we showed on the screen. And then, of course, Texas Mom said, "United we stand and we're stronger together." Absolutely. Amen. Absolutely. In big, bold letters, like my good, I got to be careful what I say here, but anyways, fight, fight, fight. Absolutely.
Let me see what it'll let me do here.
Okay, so Texas Mom said this. Tammy, would you post it in the group? So if we can't post it here, it will definitely be in the group. I have it in my email. So if you guys want it, and for some reason it's not getting out to where it needs to get out, I can email it to you. Just let me know if you want it. I can send it to you. We're all here to work as a team, guys. All information is very crucial. Curtis said this, I will fight back until things are changed. Yeah, absolutely. Once we see change, guys, once we see change, then our jobs hopefully will be done and we won't need to be in here doing this. But this is job security, I guess, in a sense. But there it is. So thank you guys for your comments.
So it won't let me post a lot in there. Hang on. Let me see how far it'll let me.
No worries. But again, like I said,
Nah.
so what I'll do for tonight, and I'll verbalize it just for you guys. I will verbalize my email. If you guys want it, you can email me and I can send you what you saw on the screen. So when I email, this is what you're going to receive on the screen again one more time for tonight. I will send you this if you want it in this form. And what I'll do, guys, is verbalize my email and go from there. So again, my email is voices from. Hold on a second here. What happened? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Oh, now I can't.
Can you hear me now?
Now I can. Yeah, I can now. Can everybody in the chat hear us?
I swear to God, every time I'm trying to.
It's the way it goes.
All right, you know what?
Okay.
Maybe I'm having a lot of problems with YouTube, and for some reason they don't like what I say. I don't know if you noticed this, guys, but a lot of my comments are getting deleted. So what I'm going to do?
Oh,
look,
I
I'm
can't
going
even
to.
comment on your shorts, by the way.
No, and neither can Rose.
Yeah.
So you're. I don't know what's going on. Okay, hold on a second, guys. I'm not going to verbalize it because something they don't like when I say my email, I think. Okay, that's going to work. Can you see that ticker, Tammy?
Yes.
Okay. That's interesting. All right. Anyways, there's my email, voicesfrominsideout@gmail.com. I hope I don't get voicesfrominsideout@gmail.com. Just email me and I'll email it to you. All right.
And if you have a hard time seeing, I put I don't know if it's showing up in there, but I put my my website, and just go to the chat bot, guys, and put in just tell me you need it. I'll know who it is by your email. I'll try and
absolutely.
send some to. I'm still doing some research for Curtis. I'm gonna have to take the time over the weekend.
No worries. And Texas Mom said, "Stop hate speech." Absolutely. I don't have it behind me. I wear it too much. That shows you how much kind of addicted I am to that shirt. I love that shirt. Anyways, if you guys want a shirt, I got new stuff up. Please go check it out if you're interested. I got new stuff up, and I greatly appreciate it. Let's see here. Truthful Tam also said this. You can also reach out to me at, there it is, villageofdreamsinitiative.world. That's her website too, by the way, guys. Check it out. Thank you, Tammy, for that.
You're welcome.
Let's see here what we got.
And yes,
Curtis said,
I will post in the chat on Facebook, the group.
Yeah, it'll be up on that platform. I'll put it up on Twitter, or better known as X now for you guys. TikTok. Some of you don't follow me on that. TikTok, all of that. Yeah, absolutely. Curtis said this: I'd rather die than be locked up again. They will have to bury me. That's pretty powerful, Curtis. Pretty powerful.
Curtis, it's okay. I'm gonna be right with you. Somebody said something to me yesterday, and I said, you know what? I said, if that happens, this whole state of Texas is going to have a split right down the middle, and it's going to look like the dang Grand Canyon because I'm going to race it.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's going to be a big rip. Yeah.
I'm so done. I'm so over it.
I can hear you, Curtis. Thank you. So, is there anybody that wants for the last remaining few minutes, anyways? Because I always open it up for you guys to let you know if there's anybody in here that wants to get up on the panel with me and ask me anything, or Tammy, go ahead. This is your option. Every night it's an option. I try to, anyways. So Tammy, real quick, can you touch on what's coming up Friday night?
Um, um, um.
Well, I don't know either.
I'm really, really closely watching two things right now, very, very heavily. The
Okay.
sheriff in Kentucky. Some
Oh,
stuff
that's
has
interesting.
come out
Yeah, I remember.
there. Remember, we've
Updated.
been talking
Yep.
about it. And then also, I've been watching the Menendez case because, something's going to break
Yeah.
there too. Um,
You're welcome,
Is there
Texas Mom.
anybody that would like a specific topic or something
Yeah.
that we have not touched on? Would you like us to do another show on plea bargaining? We could revisit that off the back of this whole
Yeah.
writ
Let us know what.
situation, or maybe
Yeah. Let us know what.
information
Yeah.
gathering. I don't know.
Yeah. Let us know what you want us to talk about. We pretty much hit everything that's important. If you got something important that hasn't been addressed, let us know right now in the chat. And answer Texas Mom, where is Tin Man? He's got a lot of stuff going on right now, so he can't be here tonight. But he's doing okay. He's doing a little bit better. He's trying to recover from, obviously, he had what is called, I hope I got this right, appendicitis.
Yeah, he had appendicitis.
Yeah, and those aren't fun.
No.
So, but anyways, so he's recovering. So he's doing somewhat pretty good.
You have to have
Thank
surgery
you.
9 times out of 10 with appendicitis.
He did.
It's an
He did.
emergency thing. Yeah, I remember
He did.
him having surgery. So he's in our prayers, as well as Cynthia and her sister. I haven't heard from them.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Not again, but
I don't have any major updates, but it's been definitely quiet with Cynthia. You guys remember Cynthia? She was one of our great and solid followers for this podcast, and if somehow she is watching, we love you. I hope you guys, I should say, excuse me, is healing and getting better. I hope to hear from you soon. I hate the fact that this is happening to you, but healing prayers from all of us, is coming your way. So reach out to me if you can. I'm hoping your sister's doing good too. Tammy, have you heard anything from the sister at all?
Yeah, Debbie, if you see this or you're still following us, please tell Cynthia we love her and we're praying for Jay and I and the whole group. But also, I haven't heard from her. I'm going to try and reach out again.
Thank you, Vicky.
Hopefully we can see something about it. I'm so worried about it.
Yeah, I don't like it, especially when they're quiet like this and I don't know what's going on. That's the nerve-wracking thing. Because I know they were supposed to. They kind of said they were going to keep us updated, but all of a sudden it just went dark, and I don't know what's going on.
Remember, I told you that I did reach out to Debbie one night, and she wrote me back, and then she had posted a picture on TikTok, and her knee was just inflamed from the surgery. She got an infection in her knee, and so she may be in a bad way that she can't reach out. That's what I'm thinking, because she was in. It looked pretty gnarly. I was really worried.
My thing is, being that we can't reach out and being that we cannot, for whatever the reason, get a hold of these people. Is there any other way that we can get a hold of these people where they can contact us? I hate not knowing. The not knowing bugs me.
I don't know. Cynthia, I've thought about calling like some of the hospitals over there, but I'll reach out to her sister again, see if we can at least find out what hospital she's at. Maybe we can send a gift package or something. Maybe everybody can throw in $1 or $2, and we could
there you go.
Get her a little care package if she can have it, or
like
whatever.
Like a little card
or anything. Maybe we make her a digital card and send it, and have sister make sure she gets it.
I just want them to understand that I'm not. I just want them to understand and hope they understand that I'm not ignoring them. I'm trying to reach out to them, and you are too.
Made it very explicit, and everybody that I always talk to, the people that do talk to me, that are in our group, I know they'll all tell you. I always say Jay and I are wondering, because I think we're kind of a pair when it comes to this group, as far as taking care of everybody.
Correct.
No one of us is bigger or better or exclusionatory. I don't.
Not a popularity contest.
Anybody in this group ever.
That's correct.
I think we all care the same amount. We're on the same fight, the same journey. We may be having different situations in the journey, but we're all on the same fight in the battle.
Well, I know for a fact if something happened to one of us, I'm going to be honest with you. I think a lot of us would reach out. Never, because I know I would if something happened to Tammy and vice versa, and all of you guys
Mm-hmm.
here. So this is a family, guys. So again, prayers to all of you if needed, and that definitely prayers for Cynthia and Cynthia's sister and all that, because this is. I'm kind of worried. I really am. I hate to say it.
Yeah, I
But we
am too,
definitely,
because the sister's knee looks so bad. Like, when your skin gets real hot red
yeah,
with an
I
infection, like kind of like a spider bite, when a bad spider bites you and you have that big circle of red around
like
it.
MRSA, like MRSA.
Oh, kind of, yeah, but that's kind of like her leg was really, really red. So I think I think that has something to do with it too. So
Mhm.
maybe we start a appoint somebody in the group. I don't know, or kind of get together. I know Vicky was wanting to help him one way or another, so maybe
Well,
we could
let's ask.
make her an email and appoint her as like to be our reach out person for a prayer list, or
What
like
about?
when
I know this might
we have
sound
these
might
issues.
right. Maybe this is might be like out there, but I'm going to say it anyways. What about a GoFundMe or something? Raise some. What do
We
you
can
think?
try. It's just so hard right now.
I know.
I mean,
I'm just
I tried doing one for my friend that I'm just gonna say it, unalived himself this last year. I
mm,
tried helping him because he had a growth growing beside his eye and needed plastic surgery. So I
yeah,
tried starting one. And I mean, people just don't have the care or any of that. Yeah,
yeah.
she's in the hospital actually, Texas mom. She
Hmm.
got the infection in the hospital, and she's actually
Oh,
in the hospital.
I'd be suing.
Debbie,
Yeah,
Cynthia's sister.
yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, who knows?
And if
So
you guys don't know
hopefully they'll get it.
if you guys don't know what septic is, it's basically your I'm not going to try to gross you guys out. You know what it is. It's basically your digestive food and whatnot coming out of you.
Curtis, I might call me at even visible comments.
Curtis, man, you should be
What
a
are we
stand
gonna
up.
do with you?
Love you, Curtis. But anyways, Tammy, do you got anything for closing arguments? Closing arguments?
All I want to stress to everybody: listen, spread your information that you learn, share it with others, post it in public
Listen to Tammy here,
forums,
guys.
spread it, and keep going, because you know what? Knowledge is power. That Listen, paper and pen is mightier than the sword. All those sayings that you hear over and over again throughout history, those are
Mhm.
the things that won wars. Those are the things that changed lives. The pen
Yes.
and the paper. And that is what is your only defense. If you
Hmm.
show that you are reaching out to that public pretender and they're not responding, and
Hmm.
if you show and you make that paper trail and you gather that evidence and you have it, at least you have something to show to an appellate attorney to go
There you
forth
go.
and
Nicely
say, "Look,
said.
I've been on this circus and dance before. I went with the one that got me in here because I was appointed and this is all I was given. So now
Yeah,
I need you to step up and do what's right and make the
correct.
injustice turned around." Listen, Innocence Project is overwhelmed. It's like
They
drawing
can't.
a lottery ticket to get them to take your case
They
right
can't
now.
take it. They can't
Yeah,
take any more cases.
yeah, they just don't have it, and they're popping up with all these other ones kind of like it. But the fact that they're so overwhelmed, and the fact that there are so many different groups and you don't know who's who, do your due diligence. And
Hmm.
if people weren't wrongfully convicted and hemmed up and coerced and scared to death into pleas and lied to, and charges trumped up on top and stacked, as we call it, then there would be no need for a writ of habeas corpus. There would be no reason for the federal courts. There would be no reason for any of that. Our own injustice, I call it injustice system,
Right.
tells on itself by the fact that we have to have appeals, by the fact
Yeah.
that we have to have writs, by the fact
I-
that they're taking a case where people have served 25, 40, 50, 100 years, whatever the hell it may be. See, I said I wasn't going to cuss, but I get mad. But if we didn't have all of these corruption and all this crap going on,
We
then
wouldn't
there
need
would be
this.
no need for that, right? I mean,
Right. But again, all these things that we're talking about tonight, like Tammy is addressing and I've addressed, it's all part of the rigged system. It's like building blocks, I guess, in a sense, or layers, like an onion. We have this, and if that doesn't work out, then you go over here and use this to fight that. You know what I'm saying? It's a knockout, drag out scenario. At the tail end of it, though, guys, it's always about the money. If you didn't make enough over here, well, we'll do this and we'll do a writ. And you shouldn't have to do it. If you do it right the first time, ladies and gentlemen, there'll be no writs. There'll be no innocent project. There'll be no wrongful convictions. If you do it right the first time. See?
right.
Do it right the first time, and there's no back charges, no other stuff, no stacking, no extra money, no tax dollars. Boom, done. But I don't know why the system has come up with this way of doing things. It's so backwards.
Because
But like
it's
I said,
more money for them. Think about it.
correct. I know. I was being
Think
sarcastic.
about-
but-
they make money off of all the bail money. They make money off of the
Commissary.
incarceration. Then you go
Commissary.
back and you appeal, and they're making money off of you the whole time you're in prison.
Phone
Then they make
calls.
money off of you when you get out in parole or probation or
Mhm,
whatever
mhm.
you get there. And then if you do
Yep.
the writ or appeal
Hey,
it,
Trey.
they make money. It's just a money maker. It's like an ever-flowing bank.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk about
And
money
good night.
growing off of trees. No, it's out
Good
of
night.
courthouses.
Yeah, good night, Vicky. Take care, hon. Thank you so much for being here. And Curtis said this too, and welcome, Trey. I know you're late, but no worries, man. You can watch the replay if you missed something, but it's a very important podcast, and I hope you appreciate watching it at the tail end at the replay. But anyways, Curtis said this: they know the laws on the registry and everything else are unconstitutional, but they don't care. No, I know they don't, but we do, and that's why they hate us, because we're talking something that they're supposed to do, but they're not going to. They just take all this stuff and they shove it under the rug. Exactly. Shove everything under the rug and just hide it because they think we're dense and stupid and don't know nothing.
You just got to find those needles in the haystack that you can stick
Yeah.
back at them.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
can say, "Oh, does that hurt? Oh, yes, it does. Oh, well, I'm sorry
Well,
that we choose
stop
to
it.
educate ourselves. Stop.
If you don't like,
stop being corrupt, and we'll be good. We'll be
yeah,
all
stop
Stop
doing what
being
you're doing, and I won't poke the dang thing with the needle.
good. That's right.
Jamie Christmas. Common sense doesn't exist anymore. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get few more chats here. Trey said this. By the way, Tammy, can I email you about a motion to early terminate my lifetime supervised release? Oh, that's interesting. So I'm pretty sure you can.
Where are you at, Trey? What state are you in?
I want to say it's Louisiana.
Yes. I can send you what I sent Tim Min and Curtis.
Yeah.
And we can go from there and see where that can help you.
Good night, Curtis. Take care, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. Trey, put your email in real quick. And I think, Tammy, do you have his email or do you want me to get it up here real quick?
Either that or, yeah, if he wants to put it in, just type it in, Trey, or you can reach me at vodi.world, VODI.world, and just write me there and it'll send it straight to my email and I'll write you back from there.
Okay, so he said Louisiana. Trey, put your Tracy real quick. Put your email in here and I'll give it to Tammy. real quick while we're here before we go off. And then while we're waiting for that, I'm going to give you guys my closing arguments here right now. And again, guys, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and respect you guys very much. Sorry, Tammy, hold on a second. And then, but I just want to let you guys know that we're not going to stop this fight. We're going to continue to educate and educate and educate, or better known as planting seeds. Because if we don't continue to do this, obviously no one else is going to, and that's including your politicians, your lawmakers, your governors, et cetera, et cetera. They're not going to educate, so we have to do it. We have to get our hands dirty. We're the ones that have to, I'm sorry to say this, but play around in the mud because they're too chicken shit. They like to wear the suits and stay clean. I don't wear suits, so I get dirty. I don't mind playing in the mud because eventually we're going to put you in the mud. So with that being said, Tammy, do you see his email? There it is right there. You see it?
Yeah.
On the screen?
Yeah.
All right. Do you got it?
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay, cool. So you communicate back and forth and go from there.
Is what I'll do. I'll write him later that way.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, Trey. Well, watch out for the email for Tammy and we'll go from there. This is how we get things done. Communicate. And we get stuff done around here. But
has that letter as well too. Jay, you have it. That says about.
Yeah, no, I know. I know. I'm saying in terms of just getting stuff out there. So absolutely, I do have it. Yes, thank you, Tammy. With that being said, that's going to cover it for tonight, guys. Again, crucial information. If you missed anything about this podcast, all information is in the description. The links to the information we shared on the screen tonight is in there. Again, very important information. Again, get involved, watch the replay, hit and smash the like, sub if you're new here. And also, if you want to, please check out the membership area. Also, check out my merch and go from there. But thank you guys so much for being here. Tammy, again, great job for doing all the homework behind the scenes. Thanks you so much for being an awesome co-host. And thanks for putting it out there. I appreciate it.
No, I mean, I'm glad to be able to come up here and help and do what I can to pitch in. I wish I could do more. But
hey, there is no limit. Don't beat yourself up there, Tammy. there is no limit. Even with the little about
auto or something, man. I'm telling you.
Well, let me know when you do.
I will be. I have a whole list of people I want to help.
Oh wow, I was kidding, by the way. But okay.
No, I do. I have a whole list. Trust me.
Yeah. All right. Well, Trey said, "Cool. I got interested angels to argue." Angles. Oh, okay,
Angles,
cool.
yeah.
I'm angels. Oh, I'm hoping that it works out for you, Trey. Keep us updated, nonetheless. All right. With that being said, we're gonna go ahead and back out of here. Again, we'll see you guys on Friday's Men's Night, and I think what did you say Friday's night's gonna be again?
I'm looking to see if anything pops up with that sheriff's. If not, we'll have something that we can go over. I think we can go over some of the plea deal stuff and maybe some. I think a really good thing would be to teach people how to fact gather, how to gather facts. Sure. We can go into FOIA.
Fact checking. I love fact checking. Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's a way to help them go back and look at their case with a different pair of eyes, like should have been, because there's a lot of times where they'll just hone in on one person for a crime and they're not looking at other viable suspects. Remember, it's got to be beyond a reasonable doubt.
Correct.
People flinging out accusations and not having proof, that's some wishy-washy investigation to me.
Absolutely.
So automatically we're going to believe them, but yet on the back
hearsay
side, they committed all these crimes.
Yep. Hearsay.
Yeah. Bull crap.
All right. Well, thank you, Tammy, for that information. We're going to go ahead and back out of here again. Thank you guys so much for being here. I am your host, Jay, and that is our co-host, Tammy. Thank you guys so much for being here and watching another segment of our roundtable right here from Inside Out. We'll see you this coming Friday for that updated information when it comes to that sheriff and all that on our Men's Night. With that said, you guys have a great night. Love and respect you all. Take care. Peace.